This is Adam Finton. He's an employee of an international shipping company. The past 4 months he has spent in the bosom of his family in Copenhagen, Denmark. Now the time has come for Adam to resume work, and he's looking forward to meet the crew of the vessel, Atlantic Heart, on which he'll spend the next 4 months.
Hello, Adam. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
I'm Hans. You can just follow me.
Okay.
Adam has traveled for 22 hours on 3 different airplanes, crossing several time zones, and now he's ready to meet for work. Or is he?
So, did you have a good flight?
Yes, thank you, not bad. Apart from the delay.
It's a good thing you made it. We're gonna leave port as soon as possible. I hope you had some rest on the plane. I'm gonna need you straight away.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna let you off easy. You can stand gangway watch while everybody else will finish up loading. This is the mess.
Seems right. Maybe I could find my cabin so I can leave my bag there.
Just leave that here for now. I need you to change into a boiler suit and report to the gangway right away.
Yes, sir.
Okay, follow me.
And so, without further ado, Adam is back at work. He has embarked a vessel, already delayed from its last sea journey, and now everyone on board is working hard to leave port and continue the journey. In the deck office, Chief Officer Ivan Lenko is overseeing the schedule. The captain of the ship has asked him to cut whatever corners he can, within the boundaries of maritime safety regulations, of course, in order to leave port as soon as possible.
Hans,
Yes, Chief?
is the new boy all set?
Yes, he's at the gangway now. Manuel has joined the rest of the crew to help with the loading.
Good. Let him, what's his name? Adam. Let Adam get some rest as soon as we're on our way, all right?
Yes, Chief, sure.
The newly embarked Adam was instructed by the third officer Hans to stand gangway watch, despite his lack of sleep and rest. Probably Adam is not yet aware of the dangerous situation that he might face, or he's just too polite not to object to the order given by Hans. Hans may not fully realize that his order could result in something unsafe and unacceptable. This course intends to provide you, Adam, and other seafarers with the necessary knowledge about fatigue, the contributing factors, symptoms, and measures that you can do to avoid or minimize its occurrence. Compared to others, your workplace, the ship, is a unique environment. Firstly, it is subject to unpredictable sea and weather conditions. Secondly, you are away from your families while working with multicultural crews who join and leave the ship at different times. Your working hours are not fixed to a 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. schedule, as they might depend on work demands and the operational aspects of the vessel. Therefore, it is difficult to clearly distinguish pure recreation from work while on board the ship. Given this, your ability to have quality rest and sleep is reduced, and that can result in fatigue. Two hours and 35 minutes later, the crew has finished the loading process. The ship can finally leave port.
Yeah, come in. Hi, Adam. You've not gone to bed. Great. Luis, one of the ratings, fell and twisted his ankle during the loading, so we're a man short. Everybody else need their rest hours, but we need to look out on the bridge.
Me?
Well, you are the newest arrival on board, so if you don't mind.
Sure.
Great. Thanks, Adam.
If you were in Adam's situation, would you have done the same? Adam was very tired. He needed sleep, but he was too polite to say what he felt. To protect the crew against fatigue, regulations are put in place. How well are you aware of your company's responsibility to ensure that fatigue prevention is practiced on board? The International Maritime Organization Maritime Safety Committee has pointed out the need for joining seafarers to be adequately rested before assuming duties. This means that companies must take certain steps to prevent fatigue among the crew, and some of the most important points are to ensure appropriate manning level, promote a strong safety culture, emphasize the need for rest before duty, require proper handover on crew change, minimize social, cultural and language barriers, improve watchkeeping arrangements if necessary, job rotation if possible, and ensure varied food with proper nutrition. So, the next 4 hours Adam spends as lookout on the bridge.
Hello, Adam. I'm Adam. Would you like some coffee?
Thank you.
Adam has been working non-stop ever since he came on board, so you'd think that he'd have trouble staying awake. But, as it happens, because of the jet lag he has subtracted because of his long flight, Adam has no problem fulfilling his duties. He keeps himself going on coffee, cola and sugared breads. Finally, it's time to rest, to sleep. The ship, however, has hit upon bad weather. It is rolling and pitching. And poor Adam can't fall asleep. The more he tries, the harder it gets. And when he does manage to nod off, he is immediately woken up by another crashing wave. In order to fully understand why Adam is struggling to get his much-needed sleep, we need to be familiar with the following concepts: sleep cycle, circadian rhythm, and biological clock. The usual sleep cycle is composed of the following 3 stages. Try to associate the given descriptions with the correct stage. After stage 3, you will glide up to stage 2 again, and possibly stage 1, and enter dream sleep, REM, rapid eye movements. In REM, the eyes move rapidly behind closed eyelids. If you are woken up at this stage, you can generally remember vivid dreams and quickly return to normal consciousness. A sleep cycle takes about 1.5 hours in all. After this, you slide back into the second sleep cycle. In a normal night, you will have 4 to 6 sleep cycles. Circadian rhythm refers to the cycles where your body moves through various physical processes, such as change in body temperature and hormone levels, which makes you sleepy or alert. The circadian rhythm is regulated by the biological clock, which makes you sleepy or alert on a regular schedule, whether you are working or not. In normal conditions, the sleep-wake cycle follows a 24-hour rhythm. Although individual rhythms vary, Each person's cycle has two distinctive peaks and dips. Independent of other sleep-related factors that cause sleepiness, there are 2 times of low alertness in each 24-hour period. These commonly occur between 3 to 5 a.m. and 3 to 5 p.m. Preceding these lowest alertness periods are maximum alertness periods or peaks. For many seafarers, working patterns conflict with the rhythm. Irregular schedules caused by shifting rotations and crossing time zones, among others, cause the circadian rhythms to be out of synchronization. Further, the internal clock can only adjust by an hour or 2 each day. Sometimes, depending on the new schedule, it takes several days to adjust. Just like in the case of Adam, his internal clock wakes him up when he needs to sleep, and puts him to sleep when he needs to be awake. Early next morning, Adam has barely slept during the 4 hours he has had since he went to bed. Now he's hungry and will go for a bite to eat. Meanwhile, Chief Officer Ivan calls some of his officers and ratings in for a safety meeting. Now that the ship is well underway, there are lots of maintenance tasks to be done.
Plenty of time to do it. So, morning, Adam. You're up early.
Yeah, I can't sleep.
You know that these are your rest hours, right? You should be resting.
Yeah, I know that, Chief. It's just, I feel like I'm wasting my time trying to sleep, so... Do you mind if I sit in?
No, suit yourself.
Now Adam is obviously having a hard time adjusting to his new sleep cycle. He does not fully understand how the lack of sleep affects him, and this complicates his situation. When left unchecked, this disruption in the usual sleep cycle could lead to various sleep disorders. There are a few common sleep disorders that you should know about. Snoring and sleep apnea. Heavy snoring may be associated with obstructive sleep apnea, a serious sleep disorder and a risk factor for heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and many other health problems. Insomnia. Insomnia is a common sleep disorder which causes difficulty to fall asleep. Sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis, which is caused by lack of sleep, happens when you pass between stages of wakefulness and sleep. During sleep paralysis, you are conscious but are unable to move. Narcolepsy. Narcolepsy is a sleep disorder characterized by excessive sleepiness, sleep paralysis, and hallucinations. Jet lag. Jet lag occurs when you travel across multiple time zones and have trouble adjusting to a new schedule. Typically, you will have problems falling asleep, feeling tired or disoriented, and you could experience mild sickness and stomach problems. Let's go back to Adam and continue the story.
As I was saying, there's a lot to be done. We have to clean tank 2 and 4 starboards. And also the railing or all the aft shower stairwells need to be painted. So...
Sorry to interrupt you, Ivan.
Sorry.
The chief engineer needs your help. There's been a spill in the engine room. We need all available hands, as quickly as possible.
Right, you heard him. Let's go, folks.
Hey, does that include me?
Well, you heard the captain. All available hands. You are available, right? You have hands.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Adam does a good job helping out in the engine room. He's happy to be of use. The spill is widespread, however, and he and his colleagues spend a lot of time helping out. Eventually, he begins to feel the effects of not having slept for more than 24 hours.
Hey, what's out? Take it easy. Just do your job, man. No.
I'm certain that you now have a clearer understanding of what fatigue and sleepiness are all about. Read the descriptions shown on screen. Drag the correct labels to the appropriate descriptions. Fatigue is part of the human element which is widely perceived as a contributing factor in maritime accidents. Adam now clearly shows some symptoms of fatigue. Bumping into a wall, dragging a mop, and not noticing the colleague behind him are some critical signs of fatigue. Generally, fatigue symptoms or indicators can be categorized into 3 groups: physical, emotional, and mental. Click on the icons to explore further. In the evening, Adam is once again ordered to be a lookout. Most of the day Adam has been working, and this will be his last shift before his next set of rest hours.
Anything happened? No. It's completely dead out there. Here you go. Have fun. Thanks.
Well, Adam, anything of interest out there?
It's all right.
What was that?
I hear you, sir. And there's nothing to report here.
It is very risky to have Adam to do the watch duties, especially at night, considering his situation. The environment is very conducive for sleeping, and that is why the STCW convention marks the importance of the crew performing duty watches, fitness for duty. Seafarers' hours of work and rest must be according to the STCW convention. Regulation regarding fitness for duty states that administrations shall take account of the danger posed by fatigue of seafarers, especially those whose duties involve the safe and secure operation of a ship. All persons who are assigned duty as officer in charge of a watch or as a rating forming part of a watch shall be provided with a rest period of not less than 10 hours of rest in any 24-hour period and 77 hours in any 7-day period. The hours of rest may be divided into no more than 2 periods. One shall be at least 6 hours in length, and the intervals between the periods of rest must not exceed 14 hours. The intention of this is to align STCW with MLC 2006. Emergency drills prescribed by SOLAS and other international instruments shall be conducted in a manner that reduce the disturbance of rest periods. Any violation to the above regulation due to work-related rest interruption requires immediate compensatory rest period as soon as it is possible. Let's go back to Adam and see how he handles the situation.
What's going on? There's a vessel out there. What are you thinking? Falling asleep on your
I'm
watch?
sorry, sir. I'm sorry, Chief.
Lucky for us, I spotted the damn boat. Lucky for you.
Yes, Chief. Sorry,
You could have run
Chief.
straight into it. Who knows what could have happened? What's the situation, Hans?
We're clear, Chief. It's gonna be all right.
No thanks to you. What were you thinking?
Sorry, Chief. I'm just tired. I haven't slept all night and the night before, so.
Actually, Chief, that's my fault. Adam hasn't had his full rest hours.
What do you mean?
Well, I let him help out in the engine room with the spill.
But that was his rest hour.
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't sleep.
still.
I know. Under normal circumstances, it would be okay, because it was an emergency, but Adam here hadn't fully recuperated from his flight.
Yeah, maybe he's right. I did travel for 22 hours.
And I guess you were pretty jet-lagged, and I didn't realize that.
No. I take full responsibility for this. I was busy trying to catch up with lost time. I let the situation get out of hand and it nearly caused an accident. It could have been disastrous.
Shall I write this up as a near-miss incident, Chief?
Yeah, you better do that. And get someone else here to relieve Adam.
Yes, Chief.
You young man better get some sleep.
Thanks, Chief. And again, sorry. I guess I have to listen more to my body in the future. And not volunteer for these kind of tasks.
Yeah, you should have. And you should have told us that you were jet lagged as well.
Yeah.
But no harm done. Go get some rest. You're 24 hours off.
Thanks, Chief.
Good night.
Just like Adam, you can do something to avoid or minimize fatigue. There are measures that can provide you short-term relief from fatigue. Countermeasures such as a change in work routine, drinking coffee and tea, stretching, chewing something, engaging in active conversation, and taking strategic naps may simply mask the symptoms temporarily, but the fatigue is not eliminated. Click on the icons to explore further. Sleep is the most effective strategy to fight fatigue. Sleep loss and sleepiness can degrade your physical, emotional, and mental performance. Complete the given statement. Click on the button to read the suggested techniques to develop good sleeping habits. In 2012, 11 European academic institutions and shipping industry organizations released a report on their collaborative research study named Project Horizon. This study reveals that the probability of danger at sea will be highest when night watches are combined with prior reduction of sleep opportunities. This is exactly the case of Adam while on lookout duties that night. Click on each icon to learn more about the suggested ways to maintain a high level of alertness during night watch. To avoid jet lag, try as early as possible to live by the local time of your destination. Do this by sleeping at the same time as people at the place of destination. By reducing your sleep when traveling, you can make the need for sleep greater than normal during bedtime. This will make it easier to fall asleep, even though the time does not fit in with your personal body clock. Senior officers like Ivan can initiate measures and promote actions and behavior to manage and mitigate fatigue among the shipboard personnel. Foremost of these measures is proper and efficient planning. It involves work assignment, scheduling, and allocation of resources, especially during port stays when the occurrence of fatigue is highly possible. The shipboard personnel face a lot of challenges whenever the vessel stays in port. There are many extra duties that require extra hands. Senior officers may follow these 3 simple steps in planning port stays. List down the tasks that should be done prior to arrival, during port stay, and during departure. It is better to determine all activities, even the small ones, to minimize the risk of voiding the plan due to several unforeseen tasks that may arise later. Arrange duties according to a timeline based on the time of docking. Add further duties or delete any that are irrelevant. Watch changes should be set to the same time as docking, since that is when the most resources are needed. In the schedule, note when duties are to be carried out. Allocate duties to individuals according to the timeline. When that is done, consider whether it is actually the best possible allocation of work. Keep a sharp eye on how you use your resources. In general, keep the following questions in mind to help you counter fatigue anytime during port stays. Aside from proper planning, senior officers can do some other measures to minimize or avoid fatigue. Select all the correct measures from the list. Senior officers like Ivan should make it clear to crew members that they should be assertive enough to inform supervisors when fatigue is impairing their performance. As for Adam, he should have said no to Hans when he was asked to join in cleaning the oil spill because he badly needed to rest. Likewise, Hans should have been more understanding of Adam's situation. He was clearly aware of Adam's lack of rest and sleep, and yet he still pushed Adam to do the job. If things escalated to the point wherein Adam's health and safety are in danger, policies that govern the safety rules on board are put in place to protect his right to stuffiest rest and fitness for duty. Seafarers like Adam may report or file a complaint through the company's grievance procedure. Policies are also placed to protect seafarers against retaliation for reporting fatigue situations without negative consequences. The MLC 2006 gives seafarers the right to lodge a complaint on board the ship in case of non-compliance with legal disposition, regulations or agreements made under the MLC 2006. A formal and appropriate procedure for handling of seafarer complaints shall be made available on board by the ship owner. Click on each button to read further about how to create an open communication atmosphere, ensure compliance with rest hour regulations, promote healthy habits, and ensure proper maintenance of shipboard conditions. And so Adam, inflicted with fatigue, finally got a chance to rest. When he came back to his cabin, he realized that coffee was not what was best for him at that time. So he decided to take a long hot shower instead before going to bed. And lucky for him, the sea is calm tonight. That night, Adam manages to sleep for a long, long time. So, that ends our learning journey. Now that you have completed this course, I hope you will be more conscious of fatigue symptoms. Be brave enough to speak out if you think and feel that your performance is slowly being impaired due to fatigue. Or, as an officer, ensure that everyone acts and behaves normally, awake and safe. Always bear in mind the different measures that you can take to minimize and avoid fatigue. Thank you, and have a great and a safe day.